For those of you new here, my name's Ethan. Make sure to check out my website. From there, you can find links to all my various socials. We're currently live on Twitch and YouTube, so make sure to follow and subscribe if you'd like to be notified when we go live next. The next symbol we are going to be talking about, well, I'll just show you. This is a video that was filmed September 25th, 2022. For symbol EWI, it is representative of a basket of assets across Italy. Okay? Now, a lot has changed between when this video was filmed, but you're going to see this video you're about to watch is from that time we shorted. That means we're going to be recapping a recap, right? Okay. So just to fully demonstrate our relationship with some of these global indexes, global ETFs, products from the other side of the world, right? Just to show that we've been around doing this for quite a while. Just
like this moved
just
down
watch.
as much as 52% over a period of, let's say, 800 days. So give or take. Again, this is some very macro stuff, some very big picture stuff. This is, again, an Italy ETF full of Italian assets. They have some for a bunch of different countries, but this is the one we're looking at today. The reason you don't see the financials on the side is, of course, because it's an ETF. It does have a dividend yield of 1.96%. It's better than zero. It's not necessarily amazing by any means. Again, the U.S. national average being 3 to 4%.
Look at
so 2%.
Again, we talked a lot about this. We talked a lot about this indicator here today and just how bullshit it is. It literally just is an RSI, just portrayed differently. As you can see, the RSI peaking out and it's telling you to buy. And guess what? When it's RSI's at the bottom, it's telling you, like, it's just telling you the exact opposite of what to do. It's insane, actually. But that's why we were explaining it earlier in regards to the cycle of emotions, right? When this indicator over here on the right, same with an RSI, is super peaked out or super strong buy, it can't go from strong buy to stronger buy. It can't do that. You should think of it as a toggle switch. You shouldn't be placing your trades in the direction this thing's pointing. You should think of, oh, it's super buy, so it's already maxed out on its buy, right? The only thing it could then do is flip over to the strong sell side of things, which would then drive those headlines. People who actually follow an indicator such as this would cause them to close their longs and potentially enter shorts, and you ride that momentum. Like, the direction this indicator right here is pointing really means nothing, and instead it's where this indicator could then flip to is what you should be interpreting out of an indicator like this, right? Because, again, it's at the very top. This video was filmed October 18th when the markets were at its peak. What a coincidence. And what were we doing? We were telling you everything's super peaked out. You don't want to be placing your trades now. If anything, you want to be entering shorts. And that's what we did. And that's what we're showcasing here in this video for you. The before and the after, right?
That's not bad. If you were to be in this ETF, you'd want your average to be somewhere along this descending support here. This green line could be looked at as the support for the downtrending price channel. Right now, it actually kind of represents a good opportunity for a short for people who trade like that or move like that. We have the monthly 180 moving average acting as a resistance. We're starting to see a little bit of flagging here. Let's get in there on the weekly and see. That's almost perfect flagging, right? Let's look. Flagging can be a sign of indecision. It's pretty symmetrical, but
Yep, that's a perfect
obviously
pennant.
since
Flagging can
it's
be a
lining up
resistance.
with the monthly 180 moving average, which has proven to act as a resistance numerous times in the past, as represented by the red thumbs. It would make sense for this flag to break out to the bearish side and move down. So it could make a great short. We've been going for 6.
So you guys just watched the video with me. I was explaining to you, Italy overbought just like everything was. At what time was this? October 18th was when we were live. October 23rd is when the VOD went live. Where is it today, you might be asking? Well, as you can see in the Discord here, come up where we were talking about it. I said the video. This was the chart we had in the video, right? This was the chart, the projection to the downside. This happened simultaneously with the US. This happened simultaneously with the VEAs. This happened simultaneously with the VGKs. This happened simultaneously with the AAXJ. Like, this should not surprise you where I'm about to show you, right? It doesn't get more perfect, right? It doesn't get more perfect than that. Like, if you guys would have been placing these shorts, they literally would have been printing for you over the past 6 months, because I can't emphasize the word was enough when we do that time, these past tense before after videos, was at the resistance. And now it is way down here at a support. Let's go look at it in trading view, right? It's going to look really familiar to you guys. It's going to look really familiar. I need my Discord. Could I have been more? Not only has this chart not been changed at all since we last talked about it, at all, just like FTX, it just filled out perfectly. Look at that. The entry point right there, just right there below this candle right here, all the way down. Look at that. Currently down 35%. 35%. And not just a single company, but an index that represents a variety of assets across an entire country. We don't just move singular companies. We don't just move singular sectors. We move legitimately entire countries out here. And if you're just seeing this video, okay, it might be hard to understand, but we just finished talking about VGK, right? And how it portrayed the same thing. We just finished talking about how all these different U.S. indexes have sold off for the past 6 months. And we were there, guys. We were there at the top telling you this is peak, right? It's not just the S&P that was peaking a year ago, but if you looked at all of these indexes that represent asset classes from all around the world, they were all simultaneously peaking out. And that is what allowed us to recognize that maybe back in October, when this video was made, would not have been a good time to be buying anything, regardless of what country, regardless of what sector. Maybe you shouldn't have been buying anything back then. That's what we were trying to explain. And we were explaining it by showing not just how the RSIs were super overbought on a singular index, but how all of these things happen simultaneously every time. Every time. And here we are a year later. All these indexes are now at the supports. All the RSIs are no longer overbought, but instead they are oversold across every single country simultaneously. If we use all of the same indicators and knowledge set that allow us to short the entire world like we did for the past year, those same indicators, those same people are now pointing that it is time to buy. That's what I really want you guys to understand, right? Like, honestly, I don't even need to update this chart anymore. But again, this is the same chart you guys just saw in the video. I want to overlay some of the symbols we looked at today, right? AAJX, or was it XJ? XJ, right? Asian region. Oh, damn. But the same thing, right? At the top, came down. We are now at the support, right? Buy, buy, buy. This stuff happens all the time, right? I wanted to overlay it here. What a coincidence that when Italy, of all places, is selling off, that Asia is selling off. What a coincidence that when Asia, of all places, is bouncing at its support, Asia or Italy starts to run, right? It's almost like these things all happen at the same time, and that you can use information such as indicators, such as RSIs. Look, like I can overlay the Asian region over Italy, and I'm going to have a conversation about RSIs, and it's going to apply to both of them. Watch. RSI, the low end, right? What happened after that? It proceeded to run 56%, guys. 56%. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. Add more sporting details. In March, index, but again, RSI's overbought, RSI's oversold. It's about recognizing when these things are overvalued and undervalued on a global macro perspective that allow you to leverage into these trades and really get the most out of them. And just because there's a declining price channel on EWI doesn't mean there's not money to be made here. If I was interested in placing a trade on this, where would I think it would go soon? Well, it is currently at support. And if you would ride it up to its trend resistance or the 180, so you could say as much as, make sure to look here, right? Because this is a descending chart, right? The monthly, always keep in mind the time frames are represented by the M or the W right here next to the company symbol or product symbol.
this blue line is acting as a resistance for this specific country. So there's a chance that it would be 40, but it could go as high as 50. 40% on a major market index is huge, guys, because keep in mind, when an index moves a little, its underlyings can move a lot. Now, should we look at the underlyings real quick? I think we will. So that brings us to the real question here. You saw that way back when we originally opened this, we were able to short Italy successfully from a price point of 32 all the way down to what was it, 22? It's about 30-40%. And then you saw at the bottom, we closed the trade visually, right? You know, we came in here and told you, like, we're out of this short. And not only did we state that, you know, letting you know it was very successful. This, again, is an entire country. It's not just one company we're talking about. This is a representative of a wide variety of assets from Italy, right? So to be able to move these things like this, it's not no chump change. It's not no penny stock being pushed around by a mailing list. It's very different. It's very different. It's not the same. But again, not only did we recap that trade, we also implemented the projections telling you the next step in the chain, where it's going to go from there. We put in new projections to show you guys, right? So that comes to the question, what is the price point of EWI today? Well, are you ready for this? I don't know if you guys are ready to see this, to be honest, but mind blown. It could not have been more accurate. This chart has not changed since we made the video. This video wasn't even that long ago. It was 4 months ago when the That Time We Shorted video came out, right? Recapping the Italy trade, right? So in the past 4 months, it was at $21.92. It is now at $29, and it went as high as $30.81. If you even look at the measurement we put in place, it is the exact same, guys. It is the exact same. $30. It could not have been more accurate. I cannot emphasize that enough. It was a direct hit. Sniper aim. They're shooting and they hit what they're aiming at. It's mind-blowing, to be honest. Again, this is not a singular company, but we literally made a full circle out here, a full lap. Now, EWD does offer a dividend of 4.09%. Very solid, very solid. I love this symbol, to be honest. I trade it often, as you can see, both up and down. You know, I make these videos to show you guys the logic and the methodology of how we're able to identify these opportunities before they happen. That's what really matters. Say whatever you want. What you just saw is absolutely mind-blowing. To say that, again, an entire country, we were able to go from point A to point B to point C. It's just all the way around, you know. I don't know anybody else who really trades like this. I really don't, and I can't emphasize that enough. Again, it blows my mind too sometimes, but I'm just so used to seeing it. I'm gonna show you even more, guys, even more. But count on seeing more videos like this that will start referencing previous recap videos, and you just get to see the whole process from point A to point B. You hear me explaining the RSIs over and over and over again, and it really works. We really do move like that.
I do my best to help you guys and explain what's going through my head when I'm planning my trades, making my trades, and, you know, show you guys the result of those trades. And here's another one in the books. Again, everyone had the opportunity to get into this trade. We made the video at the top showing you, like, we're about to short this. We're doing it because of reasons A, B, C, and D, whether it's in indicators at the time, market, global economics, whatever it is. We made the short extremely successful. We told you guys at the end, yo, we're done here, right here at that $22 price point. We're done here. You know, not only did we say we're done with the short, but we're saying you could even potentially invest in this and make money on the way up now. And people did that and made as much as how much? 40%. And again, 40% in an ETF that represents an entire country is absolutely massive, guys. You can only start to imagine what some of the underlyings made, because when an ETF moves a little, its underlyings can move a lot. So, yeah. And it did it quite quickly. Let's be clear. I'm looking at a weekly chart here. If you come up here right next to the symbol, there's a W. That means every candle here represents one week of time. And now if I move this over, it made a 43% move in what is 160. Oh, wait, that's wrong. 120 days. 120 days. That is very solid. If you annualize that, what's that? 120% per year. You know, if you would have rode down with us, you would have made 40% here, and then you would have made another 40%, and you just keep compounding, exponentially gaining. It's, you know, and that's how we move. That's pretty much everything for this symbol. I hope your mind was blown. We're going to go into one more. It's kind of the same, kind of different, but you'll see. You'll see.